Hey y'all, this is Rayborn the Witch coming at you live from Femspiration 215. And today I felt compelled, right after I got done work, to do a fire sign love reading because my rising and my moon sign are both Leo, but also because I just felt like drawn to do this. I'm going to do one for each of the other elements as well, but I'm going to start with fire signs because fire signs have been watching my videos the most. So thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Now, the energy that I picked up in this reading for today was pretty intense to start off with. I channeled 5 songs to start, and the songs will be linked in the description box below. But the first song was called Conflict of a Man, and this song was really about like trying to work something out and like thinking about like if it were to come back together, would it be able to work if both parties actually put in the effort, or would it just end up exactly where it was going to end up before? So that's the first song. The next song was Jigsaw Puzzle Blues by Fleetwood Mac, and that one doesn't have any lyrics, but given by the title, it's thinking about like, you know, how is this actually going to work? How are these pieces going to fit to make a a beautiful picture, or will there be some pieces missing? So I was just thinking about like, you know, a jigsaw takes time to really kind of like put all the pieces in the right place so that it can make a big picture. Sorry, there's like oil. I put oil on before I read. It's something that my friend gave me. It was like shining on my chest. There we go, like rub it in. So I was just thinking about that kind of analogy for things of like, if you were to make something work out with a person, thinking about like each piece, does it fit? And if it doesn't, will it still be able to work? And maybe overcomplicating something or thinking about it from this really complicated place. The next song was Threats, Blue Sky, Black Death. And that is off Jean Grey's album, but it's actually an instrumental. So sometimes I get instrumentals when I just put shuffle on. And so I go off of the title usually, and it's Threats. So there might be some aspect of people that weren't able to work it out in the past, trying to come back together and reconcile, and it just going horribly wrong, horribly left. So thinking about like, what kinds of threats are you receiving or feeling from a situation? So what kind of things are threatening your maybe peace of mind, or maybe even threatening your singleness or your relationship status as of right now? Like, what are some commitment issues you might have? Does it threaten you? So I was thinking about that when I got that song. And then the final song is All Night Don't Stop by Janet Jackson. So we're going a little bit to the other side with a little bit of X-rated kind of like, you know, fantasizing about somebody, like they're your addiction kind of thing, feeling really sexually attracted or energized by somebody and wanting to just like, you know, do it all night. So there are some different song messages. So I'm thinking that we're having like some, we're going to have a good understanding of the situation once I actually pull the cards. So I'm going to start off with a singing bowl because we need to clear some energy, and I think that this is a really great way to kind of like bring yourself into balance. So that's where we're going to start. Now, I just ding it 3 times, and I just like breathe through it and let it ring out. So I'm going to do that 3 times. Okay, you ready? This is the first one. Whew, that actually does work. So I'm going to start with my energy oracle, and this is going to give me some energy that we are going to be reading about once I actually pull the Celtic Cross. So I'm going to start with my energy oracle, and I'm simply going to ask for our fire signs, for our Sagittarius, our Aries, and our Leo. What are some themes that we're going to be exploring in today's love reading? Partnership reading. This could be a person that's in an established relationship, somebody that wants to be in an established relationship, or people that are single that are working through some things in situationships, entanglements. So let's kind of get some general energy for my fire signs, my Sagittarius, my Aries, and my Leos. And this is Sun, Moon, Rising, and all the other placements in your chart. So look at your chart and see. Okay, that's 4 shuffles. So let's get some energy to start with in our reading that we're going to kind of Of course, the first card that came out is so funny because it's basically the reading. Let me get some more energy here to guide us. That one wants to come out. So, there we go. And then one more maybe. One more card really to guide us here. One more. Beautiful. Ooh, that's what I thought with the threats and the blue sky, black death. Ooh, let's get this thing started. The first card we get is caring connections, right? We're talking about relationships. We're talking about caring relationships between people. Now, this doesn't just have to be between a man and a woman. This can be between all gender representation. So please don't put any kind of gender labels on this kind of partnership reading. So, but I do read cards with some masculine, feminine energy if it's present in the reading, but I try to be it all over the map in terms of gender expression. So that's number 14. So that's a 5. So that is some kind of conflict maybe related to relationships. So that is the first one. The second one that came out is the thinking man, right? And that goes with conflict of a man, that song, right? And this number is 46, which is a 10. So this is about really kind of like looking at it from all perspectives to see if it really is the right fit, but maybe overthinking, overcomplicating a situation, like that jigsaw metaphor that I was talking about earlier. So we're thinking about the relationship as a whole. And finally, we have another 10 with endings, right? Endings in order to start new beginnings, and we have storm warning. So things that, like, this is a tower card for me. Like, this is like things that need to crumble before new things can be built, or before things can be built on a stable, steady foundation. So I'm thinking about that with this storm warning, and like, you know, there's things that are coming in on the horizon, especially during this Mercury retrograde season that's not over. We're actually smack dab in the middle of it, leading into the full moon at the end of this month. But we have to really think about, like, when we're leaving something behind and we do it in maybe not the best way, does it come back to haunt us or bite us in the butt before we can step into something? And does that overcomplicate our new relationships that we're trying to build? So thinking about, how do you wrap things up? How do you clean up your mess that you might have made, or a mess that kind of followed you, before you really are able to move into something that's new, and that you can actually work it out with the person and strategize, which is also the thinking man energy as well. Okay, so let's get into this reading, but it starts off with some pretty heavy cards with a 5, a 10, and a 10. That's some conflict right there. So the next cards that I'm going to do are my romance angel cards, and this is also going to give us some clear guidance as to, like, what's the nature of these relationships, or some issues, or just some energy that we're going to get from it. So energy that we're going to get from fire sign relationships, from our Sagittarius, our Aries, and our Leo relationships. What are some messages from the angels, from Uriel, from Shamuel, and Gabriel? Those are the angels that I know. So let's see if we can get some messages to help kick us off here before I go into the actual reading. Some romance angel messages, please, for my fire signs. This one definitely wants to come out. And this is attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. So we have that being also under this caring connections card. So just being attracted to somebody, like the Janet Jackson song, and really like enjoying the moment in full. So I'm going to place that right over that card. And then we have this one, finance and career, as being kind of an issue or a struggle or an obstacle that's really helping people or keeping people stuck maybe. But that's where they're overthinking or maybe overcomplicating a situation. It says financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. So that could be kind of some of the energy that exists around the thought processes behind, is this a good idea or not? And then finally, for our storm warning, let's get a card, please. What's some storms in this relationship that we're speaking about? Our most significant relationship that's on our mind. Okay, so when we think about a relationship that we have with somebody, let's think about the most significant person. Ooh, we got 2 cards that came out. we have love yourself first in reverse. So I'm thinking that somebody doesn't really care for themselves as much as they should in order to be in a caring connection with another person. And it says your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. So in reverse, it could be that somebody is maybe in an energy of self-hate versus self-love, which makes them act in certain ways and bring on storms when they're unnecessary because they have a storm within themselves, okay? And then we also have past life relationships. You've known each other before. So a lot of times when past life, when people that are connected to us from past lives come back into our life, we have to assess if they're like a karmic or if they're a soulmate. If they're a karmic, a lot of the times the relationship will be a challenge and it won't ever really get off the ground the way that it should. And because of that, it's about lessons that you need to learn. And the main lesson here that you had to learn in your past, in your actual past life relationship that you recently had or are enduring right now is to love yourself, and to also close out that chapter by accepting the lesson that that relationship gave you to really empower you to move forward with love. So I know for myself, like that's been my journey as of late, and it's really been able to bring in the love that I deserve, and bring in past life soulmates that are soulmates versus karmics. So I think that like getting back in touch with your intuition starts with caring about yourself and loving yourself fully, or else you're bringing the storm, you're blocking the blessings, or you are staying in this inner turmoil, and that's keeping you stuck in relationships that are not satisfying or are a hot mess. Just being real, okay? So now we're going to get into our Celtic Cross. Now this is going to be where we really get to the nitty gritty. I like to do a Celtic Cross because I like a bird's eye perspective on the situation, and I'm using my Modern Witch Tarot cards that I just cleansed with Palo Santo. So the first question I usually ask is, where are we right now? And so this is the Sagittarius card, and this is the Temperance card as well. So this is all about seeking inner balance, and thinking about the ingredients that make a beautiful cake, or thinking about a little bit of this and a little bit of that is really going to be what is needed in order to heal a relationship or to really manifest the right kind of relationship for what's happening next in your life. So it is really about careful consideration, patience, divine timing, and also angelic assistance. So we got our angels with us today. And also Sagittarius on the board. So the next card is what's crossing us. What's crossing our fire signs at the moment? What is crossing? Ooh, just like we keep on saying, this overthinking, over analysis, analysis paralysis, this 8 of Swords, feeling trapped, feeling stuck maybe in your emotional center and not needing to step onto firmer ground. But knowing that you don't really have kind of anything really holding you back. You have a loose rope around you, but it's nothing that you can't unravel from. And you also have a blindfold that you can easily take off if you get yourself untangled from this. And this is about like really assessing your inner thoughts and having your inner thoughts trapping you in a cyclical pattern of overthinking and overanalyzing to the point where you aren't even able to see the blessings that are in front of you that you can work with and that you can use to get yourself out of a situation that isn't good for you. Okay, so we have this overanalysis paralysis. Now we're going to look at what's crowning the situation. What's overhead? And we've got our money card, right? But it's in reverse. The the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. So we're thinking about our coin. We're really heavy thinking about our lack of worth, or our lack of self-worth, and thinking that it's tied to the money that we make, which is the first place that we always look, because we live in a materialistic, capitalistic society, and that why not? Why wouldn't we assume our own worth and value to the money that we are making in order to get that feeling for ourselves? But inner worth comes from inside of yourself. And thinking about that in relation to you are worth so much more than you are currently making. But if you stay stuck in this same place, then you're not going to get your advancements that you want in life. Sometimes it requires you to step outside of this pool that you put yourself in, that's comfortable, that's easy, that you just stay stuck in. But if you want this card to be flipped around and you want to receive the blessings, this hand's coming from the universe. This hand's coming from God, right? To give you what you deserve. But you have to think you deserve it first. So what's at the base of the situation? What's at the root of the matter? Think about like trauma, any kind of, at the root of the matter, we have the Chariot card. So this is the Cancerian card. So this is a somewhat personal reading to some degree, but this is also movement forward. This is also wanting to move forward, wanting to get unstuck, wanting to be trusting in spirit, trusting that spirit's here to guide you. This is Jesus take the wheel card, right? So this is all about really taking the reins on your own situation, but also understanding that you're not alone in it, that you also have spirit to help guide you. You just got to ask. You literally just have to ask and also relinquish some control over to the universe so that they can actually give you what you deserve. So now we're thinking about energy that's past, but moving into our new, into our reality with us. So past, and we have the Three of Wands. This is a card about waiting for your ships to come in. This is a card about waiting for your blessings to manifest. This is a card about, I put in all this work. When am I going to get what I need? There also is an element of distance here, of distance being between you and the thing that you want. And how do you close the gap between that distance, between what you are, where you are right now and what's far away off into the future? Well, you have to keep hope and you have to visualize and bring those boats into you. The only way that you can do that is by thinking that you already have them. This person is holding a stick, holding a wand, right? So they're holding some power in the situation. They're in a power stance. They have red on, which means they're in this energy of wanting to know what their value is and also what their stability is going to be moving forward. So they're waiting for things to happen. They're waiting for answers to come in for them. And if they haven't been, then they are maybe having wishful thinking without the actual effort that's needed or the energy that's needed to make something happen. Then we have in the future moment, what is your energy going to be in the future here? Ooh, I love this card. This is the Star card. This is the card of healing. Now, if you look closely at, there's a lot of red on the table, so wear a lot of red right now because that is how you stay grounded as well, by wearing the chakra color itself, okay? But look at these reds. Look at the balance that exists here. Look at, there's two glasses in both cards. There's a relationship here on the table, but this requires you to heal your own in order to nurture another. That's what the Star card is really giving to me in this moment, but I'm thinking about the Temperance card as also being that the angels and the divine are mixing something up for you that isn't quite ready just yet. You know why it's not ready? Because you have to be in a place of fully accepting yourself in order to welcome it in. And unless you do that healing work or start to do that healing work and start to progress forward and understand that to heal yourself is to be compassionate with yourself and also to wish upon the stars, to wish for miracles, to wish for blessings that you can't see, but you know are there. You are meant to live a joyous existence. You are meant to live in happiness and abundance. You are not meant to have all these lessons continuously be given to you if you learn from the mistakes that you've made in the past. So once you do, then you go into this gentle phase of healing and really kind of getting yourself ready for that next step. Watering yourself, nurturing yourself so that you can nurture the earth around you. And this is also an Aquarius card. So some of you might be dealing with an Aquarius, or you might have Aquarius in your chart as well. So that's just a possibility. So the next card, so this is you in the future moments. It could be like tomorrow, and it could be in the next month, and it could be beyond that, right? So the next card is really about you in that moment, right? So you and how you're going to react in that moment itself. What kind of energy are my fire signs? And this is once again going into like the Eight of Swords energy, but this is about making a decision. So the Two of Swords is about making a decision from your heart. Now, there's emotions in the background because there's water in the background, but they're firmly rooted in the earth. And they're also like standing in their own sovereignty, I would say, or even just like standing in their truth. And they don't need to see in order to know what the answer is, but they still might be thinking and considering it before they choose a path. But there's two paths available to them, and they need to make a decision and move forward with that decision and know that they are listening to their hearts because they're healing, and that decision is going to help them move forward in the next phase of things. Okay, so the next card is outside influence. So outside influence is for my fire signs. That is kind of keeping them, oh, I like this card. You want victory. This is a Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is like stunting on the haters, right? Like you stand above the rest, you stand tall, you have a wreath of victory, you are a badass babe walking on a, like, riding a horse into town, like people are cheering you on, like you got your finest wares on, you look like, you know, Cookie from Empire, like you are killing it, right? So this is what you're driving towards. This is that winning dynamic, that winning energy. Like, I'm not about to lose. Even if I feel like maybe a little bit of a loser right now because I've been heartbroken and I might not have all the money that I want in this life, you still have this winner mentality. And that's a fire sign thing, honestly. Like that's the only reason why my Cancerian self has been able to achieve so much is because I've got the fire energy to really fire me up when I'm like, you know what, it's enough time. I've cried enough. Like, it's time to move forward. So the next energy is around your hopes and fears in the situation. So what are your hopes and fears? And I'm like sweating because it's, you know, a fire sign reading and I need to turn my air on. So please forgive my extra shine right now, but I need to get this done. Okay, so oh, I love this. Your hope is for financial abundance and success, and you also want to feel like you can do it on your own, right? So you want to feel this like sense of accomplishment for yourself, and you want to feel like a sense of abundance that you are getting the blessings that you deserve. And the 9 energy is all about this independence. So beyond wanting to do it with another person, you want to be able to hold your own in a situation. You want to be able to bring something to the table, to bring your own harvest to the table. And look at those tomatoes again. It's another red energy, right? But we have this person that's like, look at what I've built for myself. And even if you think that you don't have the money that you currently need in life to really feel in that energy, being in that energy right now and faking it till you make it is so important, because beyond what you might see in your bank account, look at what you've built around you otherwise. Look at what you've gotten otherwise. Look at the things that you've worked yourself out of otherwise to get to a place where you are able to be standing tall and strong and even able to embark on a new relationship or make decisions for yourself. So you are working towards that and really working towards that independent accomplishment for yourself. Okay, so that is kind of the energy that we have around our hopes and our fears. And then we have our outcome card, and our outcome card just flew out. And this is the Knight of Swords. Taking action, choosing a path, and galloping towards it with the same horse that this badass bitch has. Okay? So these people just be riding together, I guess. This one's kind of leisurely riding, but this one's like, you know what? I've got my choice. I've got my direction. The Knight of Sword is like, I have the thought, I have the idea, I have the plan, or the thinking behind the plan. And I also am a Knight of Shining Armor, but I'm here to slay, right? With my thoughts and my words and my actions. So this is a fast moving knight that's like, you know what? I've seen all I need to see. I have all I need to know right now to make a situation move forward, and I'm going to do so with swiftness. So the Knight of Swords also comes with a warning that you don't want to be too swift. You want to give yourself time to really think. But if you already know and it feels good to be in that energy and it feels like it's settling in there, despite your fears and obstacles that you have for yourself, that you are moving with conviction, that you are moving with the commitment to keep on moving in your thoughts as well, so that your thoughts stay in this positive frame of mind to really bring something into existence. So that is what I have for my fire signs. Best of luck to my Sagittarius, my Leo, and my Aries and their relationships and how they're going to repair or rebuild or build moving forward. And Have a wonderful rest of your day. If you'd like to get in touch with me, all my information is linked in the description box below, and I'll talk to you soon.